Good evening, all of you. This is Aastha Tatia here, your happiness coach, and here we are, Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So, quickly, all of you join in. We are live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, and I am waiting for all of you to join in this yet another session of work on workplace relations with Aastha. That's what the show is called. And yes, like I always say, this show is all about your workplace relationships and all the struggles that you go through there. I strongly believe all the challenges that we face at workplace boil down to strained relationships or missing connections, and that ultimately boils down to your relationship with yourself. आपका relationship आपके खुद के साथ कैसा है, बाहर सब कुछ उसी का reflection है. So if there's a mess outside, consider there's a mess inside that needs to be cleaned first to be able to see all beautiful things outside, right? So that's the whole context of this show. And today we will be talking about something very, very critical, very important. This is something I hear from so many people. How do you break ice with the boss or colleagues? अपने boss के साथ, अपने colleagues के साथ कैसे ice break करें, कैसे वो connect establish करें, and that's a challenge sometimes. So let's delve a little deeper. Let's understand what goes on and what can we really do. Yeah, so I just want to share my perspective there. So, welcome all those of you who are joining in. Drop in a hi so that I know who's here because I can't see your names. I can't see who's there. Unless you drop in a hi, I won't be able to welcome you. And I really like it when I'm able to take your names and say a hi. Hi, Miraj. Good evening. How are you doing? Pleasure to have you here. Lovely. Great, great, great. So let's get started. And again, welcome to all of you who are here and those of you who will be joining in or who will be watching this later afterwards. Welcome to you as well. Thank you for watching this. And do let me know, as we move along, what makes this even more effective is if you share your thoughts, your experiences, if at any point you are able to relate with what I'm saying. Hi, Khimraj Parihar, how are you? If you're able to relate with what I'm saying, आपके कोई thoughts हैं, experiences हैं जो suddenly strike करते हैं, please put them in the comment box, right? Let's make it a dialogue so that it's very, very, it's a learning for all of us together. Great. So, how do you break the ice with your boss and colleagues? Now, this happens in a lot of scenarios. Maybe if you are, a new entrant, okay, you are new to the whole industry, you're a newbie. That's one possibility. Or maybe you are new in the organization. You've just moved, shifted, and you are new to the organization, and you have a boss, you have colleagues, and you're just not able to break that ice, or you find yourself generally in that spot where it is little difficult for you to open up. You find yourself holding yourself back, and it's little difficult. कैसे वो ice break करूं, कैसे connect establish हो. अक्सर बात होती है, but it is only limited to specific professional work. That's it. But beyond that, nothing happens. Yeah, and I feel lonely, I feel left out because there's everybody else who's gelling together, who's enjoying together, and here I am, I can't strike that conversation. Now if that happens with you or with anybody around you, if that resonates, then that's what we are going to talk about today. Okay, so I think foundationally सबसे पहले जो देखने की जरूरत है, जो कंसिडर करने की जरूरत है, is to, okay, there is something that is holding you back, and what is that something? Is some belief within you that every time comes there and holds you back. So I remember back in my corporate days, my thought used to be, the belief used to be, since I'm not good enough, maybe what I speak up will not be as good. This whole group of people, will they really like it or not? I hope I don't sound too or don't appear too overpowering. Do they even want me to come and join them in their conversations? Do they like me or they don't like me, etc., etc.? So all of this would go on in my mind. So I think the biggest thing that actually happens when it comes to establishing those connects, breaking that ice, more particularly when you're new to the organization or new in the industry, is you stand guard, you build a wall somewhere there, and there's something that's holding you back. So it's important to identify what is it that is holding you back, number one. And when you see that, okay, this is the whole conversation that I have every time, I want to strike a conversation, or I want to really go and talk to people, this is what holds me back. Then uh, I think then there is a choice that you have to replace it, to understand that it's only here. It's only here. So when you know you have identified, then you can replace it with something else. Yeah. Now, once you know that this is the belief that I am running and running, the pattern that I'm running again and again, then what you can do is, amongst the whole lot of people there, the colleagues that are there, you can pick one person who you think is most approachable. Now, this is just something I'm sharing with you. You can try it out, or you can figure out some other way. But one person who you think, oh, he looks little approachable. Every time I see him, going out of his way to support everybody. So I think he is little less scary, if I may use that term, right? And you can approach that person and strike a conversation, build your connection. It's like low hanging fruits, if I can just use an analogy. So low hanging fruits are something you must go for first of all, right, instead of those high ones. Same way, more approachable people, go and strike that conversation first. Because understand, it's about you managing yourself, right? When you see, oh, it's not happening with the boss, it's not happening with this colleague, it's not happening with that colleague, किसी के साथ भी वो powerful connection नहीं हो रहा है, मैं left out हूँ, lonely हूँ, it is important for you to make a move, right? So one person who looks approachable, who is more pleasant, who's like willing to give you that time and that smile and all there, approach that person, start building that connect there. So that's number one. What the other thing that you can do is, we often hold ourselves back, we refrain from reaching out to people. What will they think? They will think she's wasting my time. Let me tell you, people love to help. In general, we all want to help. Don't you like it when somebody reaches out to you and seeks support? You would want to extend that help. So people like it. It's just us who hold ourselves back. So please go all out, reach out to people, say, I need 10 minutes of yours, I need support in this. That's where you can start building that connect. Because when you sit down and you discuss on a specific challenge or issue or task that you want support in, then you will also talk about two other things. That person will ask you two questions about you as well. You will ask about them as well. And make that conscious effort, be mindful that you also have those other two questions then. Don't make it only about work. You need to make that move and talk about something else, maybe about their family, how long have they been there. You can also pick up something which stands out, maybe finding a common ground, right? So maybe they've had their education in the same institute where you come from, or you belong to the same city, the same country, or you think that person has been in some industry for a very long time and you've also had an experience in that industry. You can discuss about that, your common experience. So finding some common ground, maybe you need to do a little bit of research, or maybe while talking you can figure out. Always happens, I'll tell you, when you get into these conversations, you find out something or the other, maybe your work experience, maybe a hobby, maybe something about your family member and their family member having something in common. something always comes up. Okay, so you've got to be, just have your context clear that okay, yes, it's, we feel it's difficult to have those relationships, it's difficult to strike that conversation, and that's where we already put a barrier, and therefore it looks very difficult. Oh my god, what context are you going there with? If the context is it is very very difficult, what is he going to think about me? I just wish it just goes well. If it's coming from that fear, that anxiety, that's what you're going to manifest. But if you're clear, I'm just going to be myself, let me have a conversation, let me see what comes out, I need this support, can I ask this person for support? And during that support, as you talk, you will see that's where the ice breaks. You will start to build that connect. Don't rush, don't get desperate. It's okay. One of the important things here is authenticity. Be genuine. I'm not asking you to fake, I'm not asking you to, out of nowhere, just have the conversation for no reason and build up something. I'm saying just be genuine, actually have something common, something that you genuinely feel, and talk about it. Yeah. Because you know what happens? I remember back in my corporate days when I was in Dubai, I remember one of my seniors in the organization telling me that Astha takes a lot of time to open up. And she was right, because I was in my own shell. Those people out there, they came all out, they were willing to talk to me, they were, they welcomed me, but I was in my own shell. Why? Because of my own beliefs. I'm not good enough, so will I sound good? I need to be very very clear and very 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 sure about what I'm speaking so that I look good, etc., etc. For you, it may be different. For somebody else, it's going to be different. So, what is it that's going on in your head? Because that holds you back. So, we need to just loosen up. Because what happens is, I remember even in my college days, my when I was doing my engineering, and we used to have this whole ragging and everything. And once that ended, there's generally a very strong connect that you build with your seniors, right? Because of all that goes on, and then you kind of after that come together, and it's all over. And I remember my seniors reaching out to me and talking to me, and then all chirpy, bubbly. And because of my beliefs, I did want to respond. I did want to be like them. I couldn't be. I would just hold myself back. And what happens in such a scenario? Over time, people pull away. People think, oh, he just doesn't want to talk. Maybe he doesn't want to mingle. He just wants to stay away. And on the other hand, you are feeling the pain of it. You want to be there. You so want to be there, but you're just not able to be. So I would still say, foundationally, you've got to see what is holding you back, because it's never a question of going there and doing something. Unless it comes from within, it'll not be authentic. I can't pretend to be jumping and very happy about the whole interaction if internally I'm not comfortable with it. So if there is a belief that's holding me back, like I was doing it to myself, the belief. So, what is it that's holding you back is the first thing you've got to figure out. So, how do you do that? When I'm going and interacting, when I try to break that wall, what is that belief that holds me back? What are they going to think about me? Will they like me or not? I hope I'm not barging in. They have their own group. Do they want an outsider to come in? Etc. etc. If they don't like me, how will they perceive me? I hope it will not backfire. I don't know what it is for you. But you've got to catch what is that thought that comes to you, because that's coming from your deep rooted belief. And that thought will give you a certain behavior. And that behavior is understandable, it is visible to others. We may try and smile, we may try to be very very confident, okay, but it's visible. So the first thing is you identify that, and then maybe you can try out these things, which is whoever you think looks pleasant, looks approachable, you feel you can be comfortable approaching that person, walk up to that person, ask for time, go and meet one on one. If you think that group intimidates you, Go and have a one on one conversation. You start to build connect. Then you approach a second one, build that little connect. And slowly they'll start to pull you in their, the group and the whole setting and everything, right? And the other thing is, like I said, you can pull up some common topic, common ground, and build your conversation on that. It is purely authentic, genuine, something that you are really inspired about, or you want to strike a conversation about, talk to them, right? Or maybe you can also share your fear. Why not be authentic? Tell the other person that I'm just feeling a little awkward and I thought I can approach you, I can talk to you. Would that be okay? Yeah, I need 10 minutes of yours. Can you help me with this? This looks little scary. I'll need your support here. When you're authentic, people are willing to help you. Yeah, but don't hold yourself back, because I'll tell you, at times we spend so much time staying in our shell, and it only gets more difficult, right? So don't worry, don't rush, but take those actions. Reach out to people. Hi Mukta, welcome. I'm glad you like them and you find some value, Mukta. And thank you for mentioning that, because that's how I get to know that it's adding some value and it's making some sense. So thank you for doing that. Great. So yes, that's what I wanted to share. And because recently I was, I think, speaking to some leader who mentioned about this, and who spoke about how it was kind of difficult to break that ice. And that has a certain impact, because it plays on your mind. It's not just about you building a connect there, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. We all want to belong. We all want to experience that relate. People are all buddy, and they welcome you and they're there with you. You feel good. And suddenly if you feel, oh, there's this gap and we only talk work, and after that it's all tata bye bye, becomes little lonely, then you just don't enjoy that. So that's where taking ownership of it, okay, taking ownership and taking those little steps. I'm not saying pressurizing yourself, burdening yourself, but come on, we are in the business of people, right? This is an opportunity for you to put aside your limiting beliefs and coming out of your shell. Yeah, and that's how it is. And it is absolutely normal. Other thing that I want to tell you is, yes, back then I used to think that there is some problem with me, because whether it was my college seniors, whether it was this Dubai organization that I spoke about, it even happened later when I was in Mumbai. I carried it, because we carry those beliefs with us and we are living it day in and day out. Unless there's some work that's done on it, unless we identify, oh, this is where we are stuck. It's not a problem with me, there is no defect in me. It's just that there is some belief that I'm carrying, and I'm living it each day, and all I need to do is change that. That's it. So when I identify that, I can do something about it. So there's nothing wrong. It just needs you to take ownership, that commitment that, okay, I want to have amazing relationships. I want to enjoy my workplace experience. Let me do this. Yeah. So I hope this was meaningful, and I would really love to hear from you. Whenever you watch this, please drop in your thoughts, your experiences, anything that you've done, or you've seen somebody do to break that ice. Would love to hear that. That will be enriching for me as well. But I always very strongly feel, in fact, this morning itself, there was a master class and I was just sharing. We all want those 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Give me those 4 points, yeah, which I can do so that I can achieve that result. But in my experience, 1, 2, 3, 4 are available in abundance. You can get 40 points. You go Google and you will get 40 points there. So much of information available. But why it doesn't work, you don't feel like taking that action consistently, is because at the core that belief has not been addressed. So here, I'm not good enough is going, and somebody tells me, no, no, you must go and strike a conversation. With that belief, when I go and do it, I'm still not going to be my 100%. And the other fact also is, doing is the only way. When you take that action, when you do it, that's also the only way for you to experience, for you to break that shell, for you to overcome that barrier. There's nothing else other than action which will get you out of this. So both the things go hand in hand. You identify the barrier and you take action also. Don't wait to find it out all. Keep that journey on of working on yourself, but at the same time take actions. Keep taking actions, because the more actions you take, the more you get to know yourself better. The more you know, oh, this time I felt this time I felt little comfortable here, but this got me little, uneasy. This made me a little restless. Okay, this time this is what happened. This the what other person said irked me or triggered me. So the more you're observing yourself, the more you get to know yourself, the more you can really do something about it. Yep. Okay, Mukta, we start observing ourselves from the perspective of others. We feel something wrong is with us, but that's not a fact. Yes, very well said, Mukta. Yeah. Yeah, and interestingly, we don't even know what others are perceiving. Others may not even say that, but because of our belief systems or because of how we think the world is, we start to assume. We start to assume that this person is probably feeling this. We miss out on that word probably. It's just so subconsciously there, ingrained there. Oh, this is how he must be feeling. I did this, no, he must be upset. He will not like it. This is not what they want, I think. So you go on assuming without even knowing what the other person is really feeling. For all you know, the other person has not given it a thought at all. He's so busy with his own issues. But that's where we are stuck. Yeah. So great. So I think just, this is Valentine week. We're going to be celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow. So I just wanted to say, give, the whole essence of that love. Bring that out. What's that love for you? Bring that love for yourself. Give that love to people at your workplace. I'm just maybe, with respect to this topic and even otherwise, bring in that love. Okay. And I can tell you for a fact, the moment your context is love, there's nobody who can stay away. You'll definitely have that connect created for sure. So so go ahead. You can take in that context as well. And yes, I hope this was meaningful. I'm going to see you with yet another topic next Sunday, same time, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And let's delve deeper. Let's delve deeper. Thank you so much, Mukta. Thank you. And that you're saying that because that's what is there inside you. What you see in others is a reflection of you. Yeah, so that's what you are. Love. Lovely. Thank you so much. Got it. Thank you so much. So I'll see you next week. Have a great week ahead. Valentine week, so double dose of love sending out to all of you. Lots of love, lots of happiness. Have a great week ahead. Enjoy. Give yourself lots of love. You need to give yourself all the love. You celebrate Valentine's Day for your partner, for your maybe whoever your Valentine is, for everybody else. But I really want you to celebrate it for yourself. This week, maybe get more intentional about loving yourself. Yeah. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much and see you all very, very soon.